Andrew, I mean, great to see you. You got actually a new piece
Morning.
out, Trump's Senate versus the Senate that exists. And what did you learn after discovering there are indeed fissures, very deep ones?
Well, look, the president's expectations for the Senate are not in line with the realities of the Senate that he has to work with and the Senate that he helped mold and create in many ways. I'm, of course, referring to the fact that the president endorsed against Senator Cornyn. He helped push out Senator Tillis. He endorsed against Senator Cassidy. I mean, these are senators who are now becoming problems for his own agenda because they are now political free agents, essentially. They don't have to worry about political consequences for going against the president. And now President Trump has to deal with that. And he seems to be acknowledging that in these Truth Social posts. But at the same time, he's still pushing for an outcome that he knows is probably not possible, which is this idea of Senator Cornyn just folding, Senator Tillis just folding on this. And I will say they are speaking for more than just themselves on this. There are other Republican senators who, feel like they don't have the ability or don't want to speak out right now because they're on the ballot this year, because they want a future in the Republican Party and don't want a negative tweet or Truth Social post from the president. So I think it's an example of the president's expectations not being in line with the reality, and also just the president viewing Congress, and in this case, in particular, the Senate, as kind of a nuisance.
I mean, what more did outgoing Senator Cornyn say to you about his thoughts on Trump understanding, or the lack thereof of understanding, about the consequences of his political activities over the past year and his choice not to back Cornyn?
Well, Senator Cornyn tried to, get me to repeat the question for effect, essentially, because I asked him and he started to smile, and he was making the point that, the president has to deal with the consequences of his own actions. And in this case, his own actions were to force out Senator Cornyn and now deal with the fact that he is a free agent who has the ability and the desire, really, to put himself out there like this. He's on the front lines of this in the Judiciary Committee. He just happens to be. But he is speaking for other senators in this case. And just to underscore another point as well, he is saying that Todd Blanche is an impressive lawyer, a smart lawyer. I think he's a great guy for the job. He's not saying that this is an issue between him and Todd Blanche. He's saying someone above Todd Blanche's pay grade, essentially. He's referring to the president, obviously, because the president is a party to the lawsuit that ended up resulting in this settlement that created the weaponization fund and set up that audit immunity deal as well. And so the president is trying to have it both ways. He wants his audit immunity deal intact, but he also wants his attorney general confirmed. And John Cornyn and Tom Tillis and others are making clear that you cannot have both.
Right. All right. Andrew Desiderio, thank you so much for that. Really fascinating read.